Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for taking out time and joining us in this webinar. All what I can say to start with is that we have initiated this for our travel fraternity, and that is why we've requested Manish Behl ji to conduct this webinar for us. I must let you know Manish ji is a well-known speaker and conducting these kind of webinars all over the world. I have with my other panelist, which is Mr. Rajan Sehgal, our managing committee member at TAAI National, and also the chairman of the skill development program, which is initiated by Mr. Gaurav Jogra, who's our honorary secretary for the TAAI Northern region. We have Mr. Manish Saxena, who's our honorary. I would like to request Mr. Rajan Sehgal to kindly moderate this webinar for us and welcome Mr. Manish Behl.
Good morning to all the participants who have taken out time to listen to this different kind of a webinar. You must be having so many webinars in the last few days related to your business problems, asking government to give you some, release some funds, talking to airlines, to hotels and so many things. But as a chairman of skill and development from Travel Agents Association of India, I told my dynamic team of TAAI Northern region, Neeraj Malhotra, Gaurav Dogra and Manish, that why can't we do this kind of a seminar which will give motivation and some kind of energy to boost them, which is the time of the hour at the moment. And nature has given us a kind of a break, so we should utilize this break. We have with us Mr. Manish Behl. He's a leading mindfulness expert, spiritual thinker, author, and motivational speaker. He has a vast experience of 25 years of leadership, coupled with latest knowledge to make change in society through his mindfulness workshops and leadership. Mindfulness India Summit, he has created Asia's largest platform for dialogue between leading thinkers, leading practitioners, and educators. And the power behind Mr. Manish Behl is Shalini, his wife, who is controlling the entire discussion of today. And dear friends from the travel trade and from other members of the society. And I would like to inform you that we have participants from overseas like Tokyo, London, Oslo, Austria, which is a great thing. And Mr. Manish Behl ji, our industry, especially the travel and tourism, is going through under crisis. The entire world is going through a crisis, and everybody, especially the travel and tourism, is under fear. So we have two meanings of fear. One fear meaning is that forget everything and run. The second, I think we should take of meaning of fear is face everything and rise. I think we need to rise under this crisis. So over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rajanji, for this wonderful thought. Neerajji for taking this initiative, and all the office bearers for doing such a work and this time when we need it the most. And as you rightly said, fear is the biggest hindrance. And today, not taking too much time, I would like now to start this presentation and hope people have joined in. And I'm glad to know from you that people have joined in from all over the world and people are still joining in. So with taking a blessings from Lord Ganpati and his permission, I start my today's session. So first naman to him, and then we start our session of today. So today's session is, we named it Power of You. Thank you, the power of TAAI Northern region, for doing this kind of work, bringing people under one place to think that what are we going through. All the people, I can see the people joining, like hundreds and hundreds of people are joining. I have a large number of people now I can see joining. And all those people who are listening today and have taken time, and I see that the meter going up with the number of people joining in. taking time to invest in your own power. I'm Manish Behl, founder of Mindful Science Center. And as Rajanji explained about me, that I started a Mindfulness India Summit and Mindful Science Center. And today the topic is Power of You, Thrive in Chaos. This is an initiative by Travel Agent Association of India Northern Region, and I'm thankful for them to taking this initiative. I hope such initiatives all the other regions shall also take, and we need such leadership to take people forward in the time of crisis. So, explaining a little bit about myself, I had a similar journey as you all had. I realized at one time, after being CEO for more than 25 years with the large corporations, I realized my dream and purpose. And I started to walking on a path of my dream, cultivating human well-being, meaning, and life purpose through mindfulness and emotional intelligence. Now I wanted to bring this thing to my fellow humans and share this knowledge so that it can help other people to deal with such crises. Our ancient wisdom is the one that can help and guide us and the world at this time of distress and chaos. Our aim is to bring closeness in our relationship, better health, and better well-being. So, being mindful or mindfulness is simply defined as, I give you a very simple line to define, awareness of current moment without any judgment and with acceptance and compassion. If I say it's just being in the moment, this sounds very simple, and it's very simple if you try to do on day-to-day basis. When I started work on this, I have been really amazed with this our ancient science of mindfulness. How this simple thought can bring calmness, resilience, strength as we face the challenge of these days. I remember the quote by Shakespeare. He says, there is nothing good and bad here. There's nothing good and bad here, but the thought or thinking made it so. Which means this is our thinking which makes things good and bad. Today, when people are facing this serious stress, trauma, professionals like medical workers, doctors, police, first-hand responders, healthcare professionals are at such a risk. Imagine that what kind of risk these guys are taking in saving our life. Our contribution of this small practice of mindfulness, it can really give them that hope, and they can find a calm, strength, and resilience during this time. So I hope that we heard a little bit of mindfulness. Would everybody like to do a small mindfulness practice with me? So let's do this, a small practice. We'll do a small breathing. I will not call it a practice, we'll do a small breathing. I request you and I invite you to sit little upright and try to not to lean at the back of your sofa or a chair where you are sitting. I invite you to sit and relax your body. Put your hands on your knees or on a chair, wherever you feel comfortable. And if you like, lower your gaze and close your eyes. Now adjust your posture if you close your eyes or wherever you are comfortable. Adjust your posture wherever you are most comfortable. And take a breath in and being aware of your body, how your body is supported. Now allow your mind to just observe your breath coming in and out in a relaxed manner. Maybe relaxing the shoulder. Notice if your body feels too tight or rigid. Just relax. It should not too slouchy or too rigid. It's just like a finely tuned string on a guitar which produces a beautiful sound. Not too tight, not too loose. And notice your body making an adjustment when I said so. And if that feels right to you. And as your attention drifts which will bring your attention back to your sensation and to your breath. Now let's take nice deep breath and really expanding your belly and chest. Feel your abdomen muscles rise, your lungs filled in. And as the breath leaves your body, feel the abdomen muscle going in and breath leaving your nose. Breathe in. Feel the expansion in your chest and your lungs again. And breathe out. Pull your stomach in. Follow the breath as it leaves your lungs, your nose, and observe the kind of sensation it gives you. Try to bring a smile on a face. Imagine two dimples appearing on the sides of your cheeks. Like a happy smiley we always type on our phones. How your body feels now. Now with this breath, expand your chest, relax your shoulders, breathe out and feel the sensation of relaxation and warmth. Breathe in, and this time relax your face, your jaws, your eyebrows, and breathing out, just feel your body getting a little bit more relaxed. And feel that energy within yourself now. Feel that warmth this breath is bringing. And now, this final breath, just think about breathing in a relaxed way and how we, hundreds of us, are breathing together. Feel the energy of these all hundreds of people who have joined us, and we all are breathing same way, same rhythm, with same energy. As you breathe out, relax and gently open your eyes. Notice what you feel inside now. If you are really distracted or you are composed, what's your inner feeling? That's it. That was a mindful breathing. There is a lot of science and how this breathing actually can help us to manage our stress. So let me ask you one question today. If we all are back, and a very interesting question which is coming onto your screen. Why are you here? You can keep your eyes open or closed and just think, why are you here? People who have joined in from all over the world, from India, from industry, why are you here? And I ask you another question to you now again. Think again, why are you really here? It's a matter of introspection. Why are you really here? And I ask you my third question to you that comes to your screen now. Why are you really, really, really here? Why are you really, really, really here? I hope you are able to observe the difference between these three questions, although they look same, but were the thoughts same? Were the reason the mind was giving same? Now, I don't want to go to ask answers here. If you have any answers coming in, you can type in. And anybody would like to chat and send questions to me, can write in the chat, and we'll definitely address those questions. Would you like to watch a small movie? And I would like to share a story here. So there are definitely changes which happens in the world. And I would say, after seeing this video, that whatever we prepare ourselves for, you never know what is going to be the next step is going to be happen. There is nothing more powerful than a change. A change is one of the fastest happening in the world. It's a time of uncertainty, and the time is changing all around in the world. People have a great deal of anxiety, fear, reservation about the future. I understand from the travel industry perspective, it is one of the most affected by pandemic. A lot of industries are still opening up, but people are worried about their work once everything opens up. How they would work pandemic is over. People don't know whether they will have a job or a business or whether they will have work or not. Not because of their performance, not because of their capability, but because what's happening in this world at this time. So these are challenging time more than ever before. So when everything outside get difficult, where would you go? When things outside get so difficult, where would you go? And I would say there is only one place left to explore is inside. A lot of people try to bring change. You can change your hairstyle. I see a lot of people changing hairstyles. You can change your hairstyle. You can change your clothes. You can change your house. You can change your address. But if you don't change your mind, then the same experience will repeat itself over and over again. Because everything outwardly change, but nothing change inwardly. And the fear which Rajanji was talking about, the fear is the biggest hindrance. It limits the vision and reduces our self-esteem. So I would say, starve your fear. When the mind perceives a threat or a fear, the stress response kicks in. Heart rate speeds up, breath becomes shallow, and a cocktail of stress hormones are secreted to help manage danger. When we are in a stress, brain creates a syndrome called tunnel vision or a narrow-mindedness, where it impairs our ability to think straight. So it's important that we completely starve our fear. And I would say, do not give your mind on rent to fear, because he will never vacate. A lot of people who are landlords they have given houses on a rent or offices on a rent to people who are fearful, expect that no, they will never vacate. And so do the fear. Once it takes over, it's very difficult to vacate it. So how do we do that? What's the thing you wanted to do? If you want to do something out of your life, if you want some change in yourself, if you want to do something, if you have a goal you wanted to reach, if you want to change your behaviors, you need to change your mindset. You need to overcome the negative habits and build faith in yourself. You need to feed your faith, which is I said, feeding your faith, which is hard and challenging. It's difficult because it needs a lot of an effort of bringing change in our behavior, our attitude, and our mindset. And it's difficult. Many people go through life never discovering what talents they have. They have never discovered that what kind of talents they can bring. And that's why they never develop their real talents. We all are moving on a kind of a fast train. I was also on the same train, moving fast, walk fast, talk fast, eat fast, think fast. want everything faster than ever. I would say now, in my learning is slow down, just pause and reflect. Feel
It's 12 o'clock.
what you can do, what you can put some firm footing in life if you can. Pause will enable you to build the power that most of us never ever discover in our life. Pause. Now see today, when we have really paused ourselves, we may be discovering so many things in our life. So mindfulness allows you to slow down, just pause and reflect. The Indians may be knowing this gentleman. His name is Rajnikant. He was a bus conductor and today he's a superstar. It's his ability to move himself from the level of a bus conductor to a superstar. And let me give you one more example of another person, Amitabh Bachchan. You know, the story about Amitabh Bachchan goes that he was a radio presenter at All India Radio and he came to Mumbai to become an actor. And you imagine what was told to him, that his height and voice is not suitable for film industry. People like Amin Siani refused to give him an interview or even talk to him. And he spent his nights lying down on the streets of Marine Drive in Mumbai. Today, he's a legend. If he would have stopped thinking, where would he have been? All of us from travel industry, and who doesn't know the Richard Branson? All of us have such a respect for this gentleman. He was born in a family, father was a lawyer, mother was an air hostess. He has a failed 10 businesses, more than 10 businesses I understand. But he never quit and he continued to work on himself. While I'm giving these examples to you, aim is that we should think that today's time is challenging. Things are changing faster than ever. What we need to do? What is our intent? How can we bring ourselves to the level of time? The only thing going to make difference, to make you happy, is to step up. It's to raise the standard, discover what you are capable of, and feel that incredible power pushing through whatever fear is holding you back. And how are you going to do that? If there's something holding you back, how would you overcome that? Get to the other side of your true self. And that's what the game is all about. A lot of people I know are stuck in the same job, same relationship, same situations, businesses. They can't see themselves beyond situation or a job or a person. They go through same abuse, life, failures, competition again and again, but they don't have courage to get out of it. And you may be knowing yourself, and I know myself, when I was at my position, I also felt in the same way. Many of you in travel industry may be facing the similar kind of trauma. Many people who are joined outside of travel industry may be feeling that this failure is coming again and again. I can see few airlines going down. I can see the people are not traveling to the countries where they would like to travel. What should I do? But with the same mindset, can you really change yourself? A lot of people simply complain and crib. I was talking to Rajanji on this also. They justify their complaint. They cannot become leaders. So the only way to get some power is by complaining. When you complain and cry, you declare yourself a victim. And that's the path for constant unhappiness, which creates a loser mentality. But when we accept, we see the brighter side. That's the time we start walking on the road of happiness and a way to become winner. A lot of people today see lockdown as a challenge, but there are a lot of people seeing the bright side of this lockdown. They are seeing the ability to connect with each other. They are seeing such ability who people are joined today with us are using this opportunity, not complaining, not cribbing, not becoming a victim, but finding that inner strength and energy to find something more, to develop something more. And what are they doing? They're building that courage, what you have to do. ability to see far and better with honesty, and I would say more with compassion. Now, how do you build this courage? When you step out of the fear and continue to push yourself to go on, something happens to you. Imagine you really facing your fear and you push yourself out of it. The fear of this pandemic. You really know that this is now there at my doorstep. Something happens to you. Fear actually freezes our ability to think. But when we have a faith in ourselves, very different chemicals are released in our brains and our body. Listen, I'm not asking you to become a Barack Obama or a Nelson Mandela or Bill Gates or Jack Ma or a Dhirubhai Ambani. See, I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to become yourself. Whatever your name is, my name is Manish. I want to become Manish. I wanted to see Neeraj as a Neeraj. I want to see Gaurav as a Gaurav, and Rajan as a Rajan. I'm asking you to remember the power of you. Listen your own inner voice. Be honest and truthful to yourself. Willpower will lead you to purpose, and weakness will lead to desires. I'm a golfer, and I understand many of us love this game. If you look somebody really successful, then we say, wow, what a genius he is. But when you dig underneath, you will see their hard work, their passion, their vision, their compassion. If you have pen and pencil with you, a notebook, I want to write this thing. People are rewarded in public for what they have practiced in private. I repeat again, people are rewarded in public for what they have practiced years in private. So when we see successful people, a lot of practice, a lot of endurance, a lot of willpower goes in the back of their work. We see so many successful people. You know what they have common? They have discipline. This is the biggest thing we should have, a discipline. We think it's okay. When I'm alone, nobody's looking at me. I can do whatever I think. Whatever I'm thinking in my head, nobody's looking at it. It's only my head. It's only my thought. That's not true, my friend. Every thought has energy. Every emotion has energy. That's why we call emotion energy in motion. These people have developed that emotion. They have cultivated resilience, adaptability, purpose, trust, honesty, collaboration, and a faith. And if we see all of these today, they give us that hope that yes, life, what they have lived, has a better future like what we're living today. So now today is the time when lockdown has happened. What you gonna be doing? What are you thinking? What will happen once this lockdown is over? I want to give you something. In 1950s, when man was all ready to go on moon, people were looking at televisions, seeing these rockets going up in the sky with astronauts. People were looking towards moon and going to space. But nobody saw this digital revolution happening. There were only few who believed that there will be something more than space. Everybody was looking at space, but revolution was happening down on the earth. Today again, that revolution is still not complete. We still not digitized. In fact, it is. And I was reading one of a report that India still look for a large amount of digitization happening. Once this lockdown will open, a complete new place will open up. And I want to give you this thought a little bit more. Explore the possibilities. Now many new places worldwide will open, which can offer many new things. So now is the time to explore these possibilities. I would say world is under makeover. New stage is being set. You have to decide what role you are going to play in this new world. Are you going to live with the same old mindset, same old thought process, or you want to gonna change and take a new role? And for that, you need to explore some possibilities. PwC report, which I was reading recently, it said that one of the India, talking about India, that India is going to be the second largest economy in the world by 2040. And so today, India is really showing the world that yes, how we are dealing with coronavirus today. What are the measures we are taking? And world is together with us on this subject. So what you're going to be doing now while you are on lockdown, you know, or worrying about when the lockdown opens up, what I will be doing? And I tell you one thing very clearly: worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do. You know, it gives you something, but it doesn't take you anywhere. It just rock you, and that's how the worry do. So I would say coronavirus has given us message how fast things can change. It tells us life is a tough road and only strongest are going to make it. So use this opportunity. It has given us a new hope that world can really change for better. You can see many of you, it's a one-way session, so I can ask you many questions, but definitely after this session, I will be asking more questions. That many of you are seeing different changes in your area, in yourself. This is the time to pause, as to stay in and really work on your own self. We would have never got this time ever in our lifetime. I would have never imagined that somebody would have put me into a room for 2 months and tell me to think about myself. So listen carefully. Listen to me now. This is the time to research. This is the time to read. This is the time to practice. Lockdown does not mean that lay down on a sofa and watch movies or watch series back to back and then complain. Listen, I don't have time to improve myself. Stop looking at easy ways or a quick success or shortcuts to find a bill. Now is the time to start. Find the purpose. Find what you are good at. Look how the world will think after Corona. And this is the time, I think, universe has given you time to sit in a house and think through these points, that how the world will think through Corona once it's over. What are the new things going to be opening up? How humanity will need us in a more larger fashion than before. Nature is already giving us signs. Look at the world and think after Corona. That's my message to you. What are the new opportunities you may have? How can you use the current skill for a betterment of mankind? Last year, with this Mindfulness India Summit, with the people joined from all over the world, we invited people to share the ways to build inner strength. I think I've been working for this for last 7 to 8 years. There must be the reason, and people ask me, why are you doing this? And I felt there was a calling coming to me that I should do. And I quit my career, and my wife also quit her career. And we invested ourselves in something like this. We didn't know the Corona is coming, but today when we see why the universe was preparing us to do something like this, and people from world over joined, from Harvard, from Oxford, from all over the institutions joined it, from United Nations, UNESCO, you name organization who joined in. And I remember speaking, if you see one of a person here is Mr. Norbu, who was the Minister of Education from Bhutan. And I would like to share it, that he said to me very interesting thing, how Bhutanese people respect their culture and they feel proud of their country and feel proud of their heritage. And they use the same thing to build tourism and travel in their country. We have another speaker who's a very well-known speaker, and he has written a book called Ikigai. His name is Hector Garcia. He's a very good friend. And he also spoke on something similar line, that how Ikigai concept comes out of Japan, which tells you how to find your purpose, how to respect your talent, how to respect the culture and heritage. These are the new opportunities which are opening up. So now let's think about what you have today. what is the greatest currency you have? What is the greatest commodity you possess? Money, house, car, gold, what? What is the greatest currency you have today? Now I would say the greatest currency you have is time. And what's amazing about time, that, all of us, whosoever it is, rich or poor, have given a same amount of time. We may not have given the same amount of money. We may not have the same amount of money, but we all have 24 hours in the day, same amount of time as everyone has. And that's what I call the currency of life. When we talk about currency, you talk about spending. And have you heard something called spending time? So I will say it's a true principle. Spending time, you purchase something. And what you purchase from spending time, you purchase moments. And mindfulness is all about being in moment. So these moments are the part of that life. It's right now. And you collect these moments and moments and moments and make a string of these moments of your life and make a beautiful necklace, which you can use it and then world can use it after it. You cannot stop time. You cannot save it, but you can control it. You can control it by making good plan and acting on it. A plan tells time how you're going to spend it. Without a plan, a time is wasted. And you can only plan when you know what's your purpose in life. No one ever imagined COVID coming. Now is the time to focus and plan, because coming days can be turbulent. Coming days can be chaotic. If you don't wake up now, then it is possible that you may gonna lose much more than you are even thinking. So wake up. Don't waste. This is a precious time. If you want to lose money. You have seen in Italy what's happening. People have money, but still they can't save their life. So it says if you really want to lose money, 8 out of 10 billionaires have filed bankruptcies in their lifetime. Walt Disney, if I give example, filed bankruptcy 7 times and had 2 nervous breakdowns, but he didn't lose time. Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs, Sylvester Stallone, and list just goes on. In fact, at this time, I would also like to share an example of Nelson Mandela. All of us must heard about him. He was in isolation for 27 years. And see, when he come out of it, what he accomplished. He had a vision for a country. So find your purpose. That's the message now. Find your purpose. Why are you here? Why are you really here? Why are you really here? Find that real reason of being here. While you are doing that, I will also say that don't forget to have fun. Don't take life seriously. Okay? Plan like an expert, but believe it like a child. Have fun. So while doing this all thing, fun is a constant source of happiness. Why I say fun is happiness? There's a movie called Van Wilder, and he says, you will not come out of this life alive, so don't take it seriously. I want to share a small concept. If you have a pen, write it down. It's called minimum enjoyable action. So whatever talent you want to find reason to enjoy that talent. I give you my example. When I picked up golf about 25 years ago, I was so amazed with this game of golf that I used to go on a course like a child. I used to amaze by my shoes, which used to have metal spikes at that time. I used amazed by my equipment. I used to have fun when I used to go and enjoy the game. But enjoyment can take you to a level of amateur. But practice and persistence will take you to the level of an expert. So find that minimum enjoyable action, whatever talent you would like to acquire. You must acquire a talent. Travel agents have a lot of parties. In fact, I come from a background, my father is also a travel agent. And I know they have a lot of parties happening. A lot of people go to these parties, and don't take it otherwise, but they go for parties for a tandoori chicken and a whiskey. Go for it. It's definitely a minimal enjoyable action, But while you are going there, find a companion for your skill. How can you improve your skill? Find a mentor, find a guru. Look for, देखिए कि वहां पे कौन गुरु है जो आपको सिखा सकता है, कौन ऐसा आदमी है जो जिससे आप सीख सकते हो. And keep your egos aside. While you are enjoying that party, while enjoying your food, while enjoying your good companies, अपनी ईगो को एक तरफ रखें. Find ऐसा आदमी जो आपको मेंटोर कर सकता है, जो आपको सिखा सकता है आगे लाइफ में. एंड कीप अ बिगनर्स माइंड, और एक बिगनर जैसा दिमाग रखें ताकि आप आगे आने वाले टाइम में नई चीजें सीख सकें. आप तभी ये कर सकते हैं when you believe in your own self. You know, most of people are not living their dreams because they are living their fear. I would say that while you're doing this, I wanted to share one small story on believing in yourself. I was in Egypt. I think a lot of people have joined in from Egypt. And I was giving a talk in one of a conference in Egypt. While I finished my talk, a lady came to me and I said that, I wanted to become a trainer and a coach. And she gave me all the good things she had known, she has practiced. I said, excellent. You have all the skill to become a good coach. So why don't you do it? And she said, I can't see myself doing it. मुझे नहीं लगता कि शायद मैं कर पाऊंगी. शायद मैं डरती हूँ. शायद I guess I'm afraid. I'm fearful. I won't able to do it. So I call this a limited vision, a lack of self-confidence, not believing your own self. You have done something. You have found something. Now do it. That's why most of us are doing the same job. We are stuck in the same job, same relationship, which we don't like. We keep on doing the same thing. We have addictions. A lot of people smoke. They don't like smoking. I used to smoke. But we are stuck because we can't kick out that habit from our behavior. Because we don't have a courage to boldly come out and change our destiny. Mindfulness is, on this hand, allows you to do something, to think something, to go beyond, which is not you have explored yet. It gives you that calm to your anxiety, your ability to face fear, to stay in a moment, build awareness, connect with inner self, and without building a judgment, with gratitude and compassion. Mindfulness is not like it's shown in a picture. Mindfulness ये नहीं है कि आप बैठ गए और meditation ही कर ली खाली. Mindfulness और meditation का आपस में बहुत कम relationship है. Yes, meditation mindfulness हो सकती है, but mindfulness meditation नहीं है. So mindfulness is not meditation. Mindfulness is being in a moment. Mindfulness can be sitting. You can do mindfulness. If you all today now, while you are stuck in your houses, enjoy cooking food, cleaning dishes, help your wife to do clothes. And one thing I would like to request, don't do multitasking, okay? If you are listening to me, just listen to me. If you are cleaning your dishes, just clean dishes. The multitasking is what kills mindfulness. We think, brain has only ability to think one thing, to focus on one thing. But when we do multitask, we lose our mind, we lose our strength, we lose our mental connection to deal with things with focus. And that is the biggest reason for our stress. I speak a lot on multitasking, and if time allows, we will definitely go deeper in multitasking. You can do family mindfulness, and this is the time which God has given us. I don't use word God, but then looking at the whole scenario, definitely there is a superpower. Designate time for mindfulness with your family. I give my example. Me and my family, I do meditation from 5 to 7. And with my family, then we do a collective yoga session from 7 to 8 o'clock. Why don't all of us do that? It will bring you wellness. It will bring collectiveness. And there are many other ways to do mindfulness. And I would be happy to do a pure mindfulness session in time to come. This is the time. That is the time it is given to us. We are at home. We have all the time in the world. Spend some time on yourself, your family, your near dear ones. So, my friend, we are coming a little more closer to our today's talk. I would say this journey just started. time is just begin. Building courage and faith in what you have to do. Journey started. Here I'm suggesting to widen your perspective. See far and better. I ask you a few questions now. Tell me honestly. And I really mean honestly. So look at me and tell me honestly. In last 30 days of lockdown, how many have you spent time on your own self? How many of you spent working on your own dream in last 30 days of lockdown? How many books have you read? What new skill or knowledge have you acquired? I would say in last 1 year, how much you have invested in your own self. What kind of investment have you done on yourself? You have done on share market, on a business, but have you really invested in your own self? Time is changing fast. You must begin to look at where you wanted to go. Your journey is starting, and if you don't know the goal, if you don't know the purpose, you will not able to make on this journey. You make conscious effort to work and develop yourself, not alone yourself, but think about your industry as a perspective, your country as a perspective. And this journey, take everybody along. So I would ask you in next about 2.5 weeks of lockdown, or I don't know how many lockdown would be, to ask yourself 5 questions in the morning. Can you do it for me, please? Raise your hands now. Wonderful. So these are the 5 questions. Number 1, what is my purpose today? Get up in the morning, sit in a bed and think, what is my purpose of today? How am I healing myself today? How am I healing myself today? What one thing I'm letting go today? Letting go is very important. We can only fill something when something is empty. If glass is already filled, what you will fill it with? What new thing I'm learning today? Who am I connecting with today? What am I grateful of today? And that's very important, the 6th one. When you say when I'm connecting with today, find your old friends, find your somebody you really love, or maybe you have not even touched base with, or maybe you don't had that good feeling but still call him. This is the time, make friends, not enemies. Find something what you like to learn today. This is the time that you can learn. My friend, maybe you will not have time this time ever in our lifetime again to use it. So promise with me, ask yourself these 6 questions. And coming to the 6th question, the biggest question is gratitude. I tell you, the power of gratitude is great. I want one promise. I again want hands from everybody. Will you give me a promise? Please raise your hands. Thank you so much for so many hands. I can see my full screen full with the hands. Give 5 gratitudes, just 5 gratitudes every day. Find new reason from past or present. Give just 5 gratitude. Look at things that you have taken granted for. These days, I can go on my roof and enjoy beautiful sea, which perhaps in last 15 years I'm living in this building, I have never seen that beauty ever. Appreciate your immune system. Love that clear skies. Look at the birds coming to your balconies or your windows, those beautiful birds, and thank the nature that He has given you time to observe it. Ask yourself genuinely, what am I grateful today? And give gratitude, these 5 gratitude to everybody. I want to share a small story. This is a story of a father and daughter, and both of them were crossing a river. A father told daughter, darling, please hold my hand, because the water is strong and currents are heavy. Whatever happens, Don't leave my hand. You know what daughter said? Daughter said, Father, no, you hold my hand. And the father replied, what's the difference, darling? It's the same thing. Either I hold or you hold my hand. She said, no, Father, there's a difference. It is possible with the strong currents, I may leave your hand. But I have a faith. I have a faith in you that if you are holding my hand, you will never leave me. So have the faith of that small child and build coordination. Drop this upmanship. Drop the false ego. Drop this false fear, what Rajanji also said in beginning. We have more collective energy. We have more of the positive attitude and positive mindset. World need us more than before. You know what is the difference between Corona and human? Can anybody think about it? Corona killing thousands of people all around the world, but can't talk to each other. Listen, I have already killed about 10,000 people in London, and I'm killing about so many people in US. Corona cannot talk to each other, but we human can communicate. This is not the time to blame people that you are responsible, he is responsible, you're not doing right. This is the time to fight together with this pandemic. You know, this is the ability only humans have to have this collective energy. Let's not divide ourselves. Let's not blame each other. Let's find this collective energy. More importantly, find this common connection between humanity. Our connection with each other and our responsibility towards our earth and nature has further more important. We as a leaders who leading this thought process are more responsible now. We should not look villains in this movie of Earth. We have seen so many movies where man is destroying the planet, killing all the animals. Animals are going on extinction. My friend, we should not look like villains of this earth. We should look like heroes of this earth, or saviors of this earth, or saviors of this mankind. Today, this virus has not separated us, but it has brought us together. Imagine the money, the riches, everybody is packed into the same matchbox into their houses with powerless. Money is not helping. What is helping? These connections, this interconnectedness, this interdependence. What will happen if you have money, you go out in market, but there are 20 other people who are suffering from Corona? You will also get affected. So let's improve our environment. I will ask you one thing. When this was happening in China, when this was happening in Italy, have you ever thought that it will come to our home? Have you ever thought that it will come to India or your country? Now today, you see it standing outside your door. एक लक्ष्मण रेखा खींच दी है आपके घर के बाहर because Corona is standing outside. We never thought about it. If somebody's house is on fire, don't go to save him because the fire will come to your house. Save because that's a fellow human being which is suffering, and it's our responsibility. So I will ask you to compassionately think this as a wake-up call. Last line I will say, it's not happening to us. Now think through. This is not happening to us. This is happening for us. There's a reason why this is happening. Be compassionate and be loving to each other and feel this interconnectedness. I wanted to thank you all for listening to me patiently, coming all the way. I hope maybe you go through what you are going through. Maybe sense little bit of mindfulness and go outside wherever you can. Feel this energy, feel in your skin, feel in your body. And I also wanted to give you that last thought that you all have energy. And if time will allow, in some time again we'll do one more session. I will train you more how to cultivate this inner energy more using mindfulness. While closing, I would like to thank everybody, thank TAAI and all those members. And I want you to close your eyes for a few seconds and do one small mindfulness with me. Will you like to do it? Would you like to raise hand? This is not planned, but I'm just asking you. Wonderful. So let's do a last closing mindfulness exercise for our humanity. Take a deep breath in and close your eyes. And take a breath in. Now imagine yourself a 5-year-old child standing in front of you, an innocent boy or a girl, 5-year-old standing in front of you. Imagine and wishing you may be happy, you may be safe, you may be healthy, you may be happy in every way. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And now again, think of all those people who have joined this session today. All the hundreds of people who have joined. Let's wish them, all of us together, in one word. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all be safe in every way. And now think of all humanity who is suffering, who is going through this pain, who have lost somebody, or maybe going through this pain of coronavirus, or have lost some loved one. Just pray for him or her. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be happy in every way. Feel that energy of all this collective and interdependence and interconnectedness which today's technology has brought us. Thank you so much. You can open your eyes. I hope this practice will help you. You can go for this such practice. You can go to Mindfulness Science Center. We are happy to companion with you at this stressful time. If you're interested in more such practices, a breathing exercise, go to www.mindfulnessciencecenter.com or write to me at manish@mindfulsciencecenter.com. It's free and you can access as much as data. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Hello.
Thank you very much, Manish ji, Mr. Manish Behl, for this unique talk session. Uh, while we, are fighting this battle of this novel coronavirus, and where you have shared your insight to us to overcome and give us strength to overcome these challenges and discover new mindset and opportunities in our lives. I'm so very thankful to you. And before I pass it on to Rajanji, I would just like to say one thing, that uh, God is the best person to do, and prayer is the best medicine. God is the best doctor, and the prayer is the best medicine. With that, I end, and thank you very much once again. With folded hands, I sincerely thank you very much, and I leave it to Rajanji now.
Before going or going saying thanks or saying bye, I want to say that I have learned so many things from you, that the 6 things which you have asked us to do every day, to connect with friends. Instead of connecting with my friends, I'm connecting with my enemies and converting them into friends now. So uske liye I just want to say one thing, that मुझे जरूरत है कुछ नए नफरत करने वालों की, क्योंकि पुराने तो अब मुझे चाहने लगे हैं. So this is my thing which I am doing now, and what we learned from these lockdown and from you, that we have to respect the nature, and the God has given us a message that I am within you. Don't come to the temples in a big crowd, because look in 3 weeks, you are breathing, you are eating, you are with your family, because I'm already with you. And we have, as a travel agents and tourism industry, we have to think of safe and responsible travel in the coming future. It will be a totally different kind of a travel world when the lockdown or the world will open. During sitting in our homes, you are rightly said, we have to think positively with patience, and we have to stop chasing the money. If we start chasing the passion, the money and peace and happiness will automatically come. And I think I'm grateful to my TAAI Northern Region team that as part of the skill and development, we have taken this seminar, which is totally different kind of thing. Also, I'm grateful to my national office bearers, president, senior vice president, secretary, and treasurer, whom all together we are doing, our concerns to various authorities also. And, as I said, I will not say bye or thanks, because we are not saying goodbye to each other. We'll be connected. All the participants, hundreds from all over the world and within India, will be connecting. So I'm not saying bye, but I will just, as a protocol, I'll tell our honorary secretary Gaurav Dogra to say a few words before closing the session. Thank you.
Many thanks, Manishji, TAAI-NR office bearers, and Rajanji for putting this together. As much as I don't wish to say, but I think this might be a restart mode for many of us. All I can say is let's not lose hope, and let's remain strong. Friends, we shall be conducting many such sessions, and soon we'll be organizing a TAAI-NR members meet in any of these online platforms. Thank you once again. God bless you all. And over to Manish Saxena, our treasurer.
Thanks so much, Gaurav. And, I would really like to thank Manish for a wonderful session, because, I think during this time, we all need this kind of a positive and good, thoughtful working things. And, not just what we were doing in our regular life. I think it's the best, what Manish has given some insights and the things that, we can work on ourselves, and that's, I think, the best way that, in that fast moving life that, we were just becoming more like a machine. I think it's really time for us to sit back and think how we would take it as a future. Thanks so much, Manishi, for all your this thing. And thanks so much, Neerajji, Rajanji, Gaurav, and Rajanji for, taking this up. And thanks so much, everyone.
We have two questions from our members. One is from Mr. Patra, who's asked to learn something on how to release stress. Mr. Behl will answer.
Thank you, Shani. So can you repeat the question?
To learn something how to release stress.
Yes. During my talk, I shared that stress is one of the biggest killer, and the biggest reason for our stress is our uncalled fear. Fear gives us stress. Fear releases the hormones in our body, which increases the level of cortisols and other neurotoxins in our body, which creates a fight and flight situation where either we wanted to fight with the situation or fight or take a flight with the situation. We run away from situation or we fight with the situation. But today with coronavirus, we have given a new dimension called freeze with the situation. We are frozen with that. So there are three kinds of stress we go through. If you basically do a mindfulness exercise, as I shared in between, reduce the level of multitasking we are doing. We somehow think that we are optimizing our time by doing multitasking. And my simple request to you, just stop doing multitasking. And I gave another term called switch tasking. Don't do multitask, switch task. Complete one task, go to another task. You will get satisfaction from completing one task. And when you go to the another task, you will have a fresher energy to work in it. Give amount of pause between your thinking. You're constantly thinking. Somebody was giving this small story, and I just shared with you. A guy jumped in the water, and he stayed in the water for 7 minutes. And he came out, and there was a meditator outside, and he told him that, listen, I could stay in the water for 7 minutes. Can you do that? He says, I cannot do that, but I can stop my thoughts for 7 minutes. So most of the time, our thinking is the reason for our stress. And if you can manage your stressful thinking, not living in past or future, and living in that present moment, I can tell you, if you really think and just concentrate on my voice, you will have no stress. But when we go past and future and do start multitasking, the stress increases. I have few online meditations which people can join in, and I would happy to share with you. Do that practices regularly, and definitely you'll find much better in your stress, and you will also increase your immune system. Will have a better body and better energy. I hope I answered your question. Wonderful. Thank you so much again for all joining in. We have enough questions coming in, but I think this is the time we have now for the today's talk. And I thank all the people for who have come from all the time, and hundreds of you who joined it. We look forward for seeing you again. And thank you so much. Be safe, be healthy, and bless everybody whosoever in you. And stay home as far as you can. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for joining. We will now conclude the session. Thank you everyone for being a part of this. Stay home, stay healthy. God bless to all of you. Thank you. Namaste.